Stop paying for Bastion hosts right now. I just helped a client eliminate 4 EC2 instances they were running 24/7 just to SSH into private databases, and their monthly bill dropped by over $600. AWS has had a better solution for years, and most people still don't know about it.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Network Ninja Cloudcast. I'm super excited about this one because I literally set up a Bastion host last week.
Perfect timing then. Today we're going to show you how AWS Systems Manager Session Manager can forward ports directly to instances in private subnets with zero inbound security group rules and no Bastion infrastructure at all.
Okay, so I have to ask the obvious question. My database is in a private subnet with no internet gateway, no public IP. How does Session Manager even reach it?
This is where it gets clever. Session Manager doesn't need inbound connections at all. The SSM agent running on your EC2 instance initiates an outbound HTTPS connection on port 443 to the Systems Manager endpoints. Think of it like your instance calling home to AWS, rather than AWS trying to call in.
Wait, but my private subnet can't reach the internet. How does it call out to AWS?
3 options, and this is critical. Option 1, you set up a NAT gateway, but that costs money and defeats some of the security benefits. Option 2, and this is my recommendation, you create VPC endpoints for Systems Manager. You need 3 of them specifically: com.amazonoz.region.ssm, com.amazonoz.region.semessages, and com.amazonoz.region.ec2 messages. These are interface endpoints that put elastic network interfaces directly in your private subnet.
So the instance talks to the endpoint inside the VPC, and the endpoint handles the AWS communication. That's actually really elegant.
Exactly right. And here's the security win. Your security group on the EC2 instance needs zero inbound rules. Nothing on port 22, nothing on port 3389, nothing at all. The only requirement is outbound HTTPS to the VPC endpoints or to AWS if you're using NAT.
Okay, I'm sold on the concept. But how do I actually forward a port? Like if I want to connect my local MySQL workbench to an RDS instance through an EC2 jump box?
Great practical example. Let's say your RDS endpoint is midbad.ab123.useast1.rds.amazon.com on port 3306, and you have an EC2 instance in the same private subnet with instance IDI 0 ABAC 123.def456. From your local terminal, you run AWS SSM start session with the target flag set to your instance ID. Then document name AWS start port forwarding session to remote host, and parameters that specify the remote host as your RDS endpoint, remote port 3306, and local port 3306.
So that command creates a tunnel from my laptop through the EC2 instance to RDS, all over that outbound HTTPS connection?
Precisely. Your MySQL workbench connects to localhost 3306. That traffic goes through the Session Manager tunnel to your EC2 instance, and the instance forwards it to RDS. No SSH keys to manage, no Bastion security groups to maintain, and full cloud trail logging of every session.
What about the IAM permissions? I'm guessing I can't just run this without some policy setup.
Good instinct. Your IAM user or role needs SSM start session permission, and you should scope it to specific instances using resource ARNs. On the EC2 side, the instance profile needs the Amazon's Managed Instance Core Managed policy at minimum. That policy grants the permissions for the SSM agent to communicate with the Systems Manager service.
What's the biggest mistake you see people make with this setup?
2 things constantly. First, they forget to install or update the SSM agent. Amazon Linux 2 and 2023 have it pre-installed, but Ubuntu and other distributions need manual installation. Check with sudo systemtl status Amazon SSM agent. Second, they create the VPC endpoints but forget to attach a security group that allows inbound 443 from the instance subnet. The endpoint needs to accept the connection from your EC2 instances.
Let me make sure I've got this. Instead of a Bastion host, I use Session Manager, which works over outbound HTTPS. I need VPC endpoints in private subnets, the SSM agent on my instances, and proper IAM policies. Then I can forward any port without opening inbound rules.
Perfect summary. And here's your pro tip: add the Session Manager plugin to your local AWS CLI installation. Without it, the Start Session command won't work from your laptop. You can download it directly from the AWS documentation page for Session Manager.
This is going to save me so much hassle. No more rotating SSH keys across Bastion hosts.
That's it for today's episode. If you found this helpful, Please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel.
And share this with anyone still running Bastion hosts in 2024.
Thanks for watching the Network Ninja Cloudcast. See you in the next one.